Brought to you by SAP. SAP helps companies run like never before. Learn more by visiting us online.
The MTN Business App of the Year Awards were held on the 27th of August in Johannesburg and showcased locally developed applications that had made a positive and lasting impact on consumers over the last 12 months. The awards were conceptualized by Creative Space Media, and Hayley Horan is with me in studio to tell us more about the awards. Welcome, Hayley. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Where did this idea to celebrate apps come from?
It's quite a short story, but essentially I was in the airport in Frankfurt in Germany, and we walked past, my husband and I walked past a news agency, and we were trying to while away time, and we noticed there were about 4 or 5 books that were purely dedicated to showcasing German developed apps. And I thought, sure, if there's such an appetite for this in Germany, why not bring it back to South Africa? So we thought, it's obviously an industry that is worth exploring.
Right.
And that's when we came up with the concept for the App of the Year Awards.
Give us an indication of just how big is this excitement around apps. How many entries did you see coming into the competition?
We had 254 entries, which is quite phenomenal because we were only allowed, it's only for that particular year. So 254 for that year is a substantial amount. And the year before that, we had about 120. So it's almost doubled.
So you're seeing growth on growth?
Yes. Next year we're hoping for at least 500.
So talk to me about what the judges actually look for when they sit through the adjudication process. What are the criteria that the app developers have to meet?
Okay, well, first and foremost, the app has to be locally developed and it has to be published. So it must be available on, the Android market or on iOS. So it has to be published. But essentially the judges are looking for apps that are relevant to the South African market, something that's going to make a difference to South Africans. They're looking for apps that are scalable, that have huge growth potential, that are applicable, relevant, and that are simple and easy to use. They must be easy for the end user.
So one of the things, we've picked up about this competition, in addition to the relevance and the scalability that you talk about, is obviously this need to have lasting impact on consumers. Now, how exactly do you look for when you look for lasting impact?
We're looking for apps that make your life easier, make your life more convenient. The actual winner of the overall winner of the App of the Year was SnapScan, and that is a phenomenal app. It basically is an app whereby you can go to a till and you can pay. You take a picture of your credit card and then you can pay for items using your cell phone. And that is groundbreaking. Essentially, you don't have to carry cash around. You don't have to worry about your credit card being skimmed. It makes your life easier, more convenient. And it's that sort of app that has a lasting impact.
In addition to the overall winner, which does sound rather exciting in terms of a new way of transacting, which other apps stood out for you as absolutely groundbreaking and innovative to the core?
Lightstone Live had an amazing app. Basically, what you could do is you take a picture of your car's license disc, and then it gives you your car's history, its ownership details, whether it's been in an accident, what its retail price is. It gives you the car's full history, so you can determine whether the car, even if there's a discrepancy, the vehicle may be stolen.
Right.
But that is groundbreaking in terms of dealerships. It would,
it has the potential to completely turn around that industry and how that operates.
Correct. Then there was another on the consumer side. The DSTV app was also fantastic. You can watch all your programs on your iPad or on your phone just through that application.
So give us a broad indication of the top winners that walked away with the honors.
Okay, so you had SnapScan, which I've already mentioned. I'm just trying to remember them. Bookly was a phenomenal app. Basically, this chap had created an application through Mixit whereby books it's similar to the Kindle app, but he's used the Mixit platform. So kids in rural areas all over South Africa could download books, and it's groundbreaking in terms of literacy.
Absolutely.
It's giving kids who don't have access to published material complete access to it at no cost. So he won the most innovative app. And then another funny story was the best garage developer app. He has this guy. He travels on the Gautrain every day from Hatfield to Johannesburg, and he gets fed up with the actual official Gautrain app because it's not giving him the information that he requires. So on his own bat, after hours, he creates his own app.
And what does that one do?
The unofficial Gautrain app. And that gives, it's phenomenal. It gives you, what your journey's distance is, which coach you should take once you arrive, where your best transfers are.
And how do these developers actually get the apps to market? I mean, that sounds like a phenomenal idea, but how does he then get his app listed and accessed by a broad number of users?
You see, I think that's really where the challenge lies, particularly for a garage developer. These are the guys that work at night. They're not backed by corporates. So, that's why the App of the Year award ceremony is perhaps so popular, because it provides a platform where people can showcase what they've developed and to their peers as well.
So very quickly, Hayley, if I was an app developer right now, completely intrigued by what you've just said and wanted to be considered by the judges next year, where do I start? What do I do?
You essentially phone Creative Space Media, or there's the MTN App of the Year website that is up and running, and you're able to submit your app for the 2014 awards.
Hayley, thank you so much for making the time
Nozipho
to join us. Of course, that was Hayley joining us, talking to us about the app space in South Africa.